taking control of the center with a pawn. This often leads to closed, strategic games, building toward an Indian game by controlling the center with the knight instead of a pawn. c4 builds a strong center by controlling the important d5 square. e6 opens up a line for the dark-squared bishop and prepares to castle quickly, while preparing to push a pawn to d5 and recapture with a pawn if captured. Knight c3 develops the knight to fight for the e4 square and to control d5, activating the dark-squared bishop while pinning white's knight to its king. Black is ready to castle and enjoys great flexibility. Knight f3 develops the knight, defends the d4 pawn, and controls the e5 square. d5 takes space in the center and attacks the c4 pawn. After all captures, this is an equal trade, a straightforward recapture, developing the bishop and increasing influence in the center. This threatens to capture a knight and win material after the follow-up trades. This prevents the opponent from being able to tactically win a pawn. Black develops the knight and attacks the center. This offers to exchange pieces of equal value. This threatens to tactically win a knight. The clearly correct move for a threatened bishop. This forces the opponent to isolate a pawn. A clear recapture. The correct move to safety. The clearly correct move for a threatened rook. This threatens to win a bishop by trapping a piece. This prevents the opponent from being able to win a bishop by trapping a piece. Now white can't stop black from winning material if they make the right moves. This mobilizes the knight, allowing it to control more of the board. This wins material. This moves the bishop to safety. Castling kingside tends to be safer than queenside because the king is further from the center. The piece finds a new active square. The knight is kicked by a pawn and must now move or be captured. The correct move to safety. This defends a pawn that was under attack and had no defenders. That's not a mistake, but it's not the best move either. The rook is kicked by a pawn and must now move or be captured. The correct move to safety. This move puts the pawn on a safer square, applying pressure to black's pawn chain. Very precise. This misses an opportunity to eventually win a pawn. This stops the opponent from being able to tactically win a pawn. A solid choice. Moving the rook gives black more flexibility in the middle game. The best option was to attack a pawn chain, a straightforward recapture. This offers an equal trade of pieces. After all captures, this is an equal trade. This threatens to tactically win a pawn. This develops a piece while also winning a tempo on a rook. This avoids clear danger. Black's piece has moved to a square with greater activity and control. The better move was to attack a pawn chain. There were worse moves, but also something much better. This move puts the rook on a safer square. This maintains the balance in material with a good trade, a clear recapture. This is the strongest option. Right on target, one of the best moves. Very precise. This is the strongest option. This is not the right idea. Black has got rid of their isolated pawn and improved their pawn structure. This threatens to tactically win a pawn. The piece finds a new active square. This evades the check from the queen. Taking that pawn will win material after the follow-up trades are made. This is a fair move. This is an equal trade, a straightforward recapture. Black's knight has moved to a square with greater activity and control. White has got rid of their isolated pawn and improved their pawn structure. Right on target. This attacks a knight. This is the only good move. This moves the knight to safety. This move puts the rook on a safer square. That pawn was free for the taking. This evades the check from the rook. This doubles the rooks on a file, which allows them to team up to create threats. This threatens to win material through an eventual fork. That's fine. This misses an opportunity to tactically win a pawn. A great find, leaving the knight vulnerable to attack. Very precise. The better move was to defend a knight that was under attack. This blocks the check from an opposing rook. After all captures, this is an equal trade. A clear recapture. This defends the attacked knight. The better move was to kick a rook. This prevents the opponent from being able to tactically win a pawn. Very strong play. This evades the check from the knight. This permits the opponent to win a pawn through a fork. Black will be winning a pawn with that fork. That was a free knight. This is the only good move. This defends the attacked pawn. This blocks the check from an opposing rook. This defends a rook that was under attack and had no defenders. This evades the check from the pawn. This is the only move that works. This attacks white's pawn chain. This is the strongest option. This moves the rook to safety.